What's up? What's up? It's your man Sean P coming in live. This is Sean P Experience. You know how we do it, man. You know how we coming. And I always say that every time this is a very special guest. I know I say that, and I really, really mean it when I say it. But this particular episode, this is very near and dear to my heart. Most of my guests are national, right across the country, and I'm blessed to have that ability to do that. But there's nothing like home. There's something special about home and the home team. And most times, I'm trying to describe the area in which I'm from and the mentality and where we come from to make other folks try to understand a bit of me. For the first time, I got an author, a special guest that's from these areas, these stomping grounds, around these schools and these mentalities. So I'm so honored to bring on Dr. Enola Pillard. How you doing, my sister?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna give you your official introduction. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Dr. Enola Pillard, right? She's the CEO and founder of Ashanti Enterprises. She is a true Louisiana girl who has dedicated her life to empowering others through her beauty talents, uplifting their esteem, and being a willing vessel for the kingdom. She is an amazing mother, intercessor, author, life coach, and hair professional, striving to change the world one life at a time. Dr. Pillard has authored a catalog of books, not one, but a catalog of books, publications including Adjusting Your Crown, Entrepreneur's Prayer Book, and the number one bestseller, Powerful Affirmations for Filmpreneurs, with more to come. She has been featured in several TV broadcasts, magazines, and podcasts, including What's Your Superpower TV, the Zealous Woman magazine, and Making Moves podcast, just to name a few. And now you can add the Show and Pete experience on your bio system.
Yes.
She has been awarded the Bridging the Gap Book Club Award. Shout out to those brothers Bridging the Gap. Women of Excellence Leadership Award. Choose Multicultural Hair Expo Icon Award for impactful work that she does in the industry and the community. Once again, I announce Dr. Enola.
Thank
So,
you. Thank
how was that?
you. Thank you for having me.
No, no, it's so special to have you on, man. So I want to tell a small story real fast.
Okay.
I love doing these openings. So Dr. Enola and I go way back. So both of us became authors around the same time. So I was blessed and honored to be the MC, the moderator for her very, very first book signing with the Adjusting the Crown whenever that first came out. I was excited. I was honored to have that particular duty, and it's good to come back full circle to where we are now. Both of us multi-published authors and things like that, man. So I had to give that story.
Yes, that's as I mentioned, you're very special to me, when it comes to being an author, because sometimes you just need a chance, and it was like when I first, when I heard of you, our first conversation, it was no hesitation, whatever you could do to help me. And that means a lot. Entering years into the industry as a professional author is very rare to have someone to come across someone that's willing to do so. So I send special thanks to you for helping me, for advising me, for encouraging me. I know if I call you, I have a question, I'm confused about something, or need encouragement, I know that I could call you, and I thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Once again, setting the backdrop of where we're from. I mean, over the years, it's been 7, 8 years now, so there are other authors left and right coming out in the area. But at the time, for me writing my first book, I didn't know anybody to call to get help on writing, formatting, layout, publishing, copyright. No parts of the industry could I make a phone call. I was really, really stumbling, figuring it out. So whenever somebody else came asking me questions, I was more than willing to try to help you avoid certain mistakes I made or avoid things that I was seeing coming. So it was an honor to be able to help you at all.
Yes, yes. And it takes a lot of courage. It just takes a lot of courage because you get a lot of why are you doing that? Do authors make money? How far it can go. But to have one person, one life, just one at a time, just one life that has been impacted and changed and transformed. I feel I've done it. I've done it already. So I'm looking forward to what's to be next. We're messengers and we're
Yeah.
messengers on another level. And there's some that won't, that don't know, they really don't know what they need. So being able to for them to read and get what they need through reading and through us hearing what needs to be what message needs to be told, that's very impactful.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So let's get straight into the interview then. With you saying that, so we all from where we're from. Who were some of your early inspirations and influence that made you say, you know what, I want to write a book? Who or what was that thing that touched your heart? Like, man, I want to try that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was the students, future professionals. That's what did it for me. You know, um, just like I said, just touching lives, and it was just another way of expressions. They're the ones that really inspired me. And once I put a pen to the paper and just what I started off with, and just the feedback from it, I knew that I had to continue to pursue becoming an author.
So you saying something important right there. We got to talk about that a little bit because this book is about inspiration and motivation. It is spiritual. It's all of those things, but people don't realize if you are a mentor or a coach or a teacher out there watching this podcast, you know how much your students impact you. It's
Yes,
not talked about enough. The people that I'm blessed to mentor, privately, they don't know what they bring to my life. They think
yes,
they coming to me to get something. They're also it's an exchange. It's a
yes,
relationship. It's,
yes,
it's an exchange energetically, like any other relationship. We are exchanging. I'm not
yes,
just giving because the best students and the best mentees, you bring your mentor something as well. You don't
yes,
just take you don't just take from people and just drain people. I was always taught you give something as well, whatever that might be, right?
yes,
So what you said is important about them pouring into you and lighting the fire under you.
yes, yes, most definitely. And just being in position, and sometimes you may feel, look, there's so much out there, you want to help change the world, but it is knowing what lane you're supposed to be in and connected with your knower. And I've connected with what I know. I know I'm an author. I know that this is something I'm called to do. I know, there's times whenever a title comes to me and I feel assigned to write something, it gets done. I could tell you my experience just today. I have a project and I sat there and nothing will come to mind. Nothing at all. And what I realized as an author, something I've experienced, even to some things that I write, some things I experience it first and then it just flows. It just flows, but it comes from experience. I can't tell someone what they can do unless I've tried it. And there's times I can wake up in the middle of the night and look, I can't stop. I can't move because it's just flowing. But today I tried. And I mean, I'm telling you, pen and pad right before me. And one of my students was like, Miss Enola, what you doing? I said, look, I have this wonderful title. I showed her my book cover. I was like, I wrote two sentences all day. And she was like, I can't believe that. But that's just where that's things you experience as an author. And I feel that you and I and many other authors probably can relate is even more impactful because there's more passion. It's nothing you're making up. It's nothing, no pretend. You coming straight from the heart to the pen to the paper, straight from the heart, from experience.
Man, what you said is man already impactful because I tell certain people in private, some authors struggle because you got to live more life first.
Yes.
You're trying to force something, but you haven't experienced and lived enough. So I don't know about anybody else, but the way me and God work, every book that I've written, if I talk about overcoming obstacles,
Hmm.
I can't say it on the camera, but certain things come in my life to where like God gonna make me prove that.
Yes.
Before you write that and talk about that, well, let's see you overcome obstacles.
Yes.
I spoke about the death of my grandmother and what that did to me. I spoke about other things and other publications that I had to go through those things first. Then I was able, and there is no writer's block. I'm talking about my
Yes.
life.
Yes.
I'm not trying to sit here and think about. something and pull something from the sky. Like I'm telling you my pain. I'm telling you what I went through and how I overcame it.
Yes,
That's impactful.
yes, that's very impactful. Very, very impactful. And I mean, I don't even mind sharing because I feel we're an open book. We have nothing to hide. This particular book is about a queen checking her crown. It's a crown check. And I find that some women, they just, really like, as a woman, you naturally care for other people, and you know how to start supper, put a load of clothes to wash. Look, have one to take a bath, have one with homework, answering the text message, all of that at the same time. So we are natural nurturers. And there's questions that, not that you owe anyone any explanation, but it's certain things you need to know about yourself. Checking your crown spiritually, physically, emotionally. Are you happy? I've come across so many women that tell me that they're not happy. They're not happy. They have to find themselves. They're already moms, they're wives, they have titles, they're politicians, they're different careers. You would look at their life and think they're fulfilled, and they're saying they're unhappy. So it's like I have to, it's a roadmap to help them answer those questions, if they're happy or not, spiritually, physically. Where are you health wise? And some, like, I don't know, get a headache every now and then. But that's very important. You get headaches, that can be an aneurysm. Do you know that can be many other things, high blood pressure, that you'll find here, and how some people are found dead or in the hospital ignoring something. So I feel this new project is such an urgency, that it's a 911, but it's nothing that I can just say, well, I'm just gonna write this, or I'm a research. Oh no, it has to come straight from the Father for
That's
his
right.
own
Yes, ma'am. So what's the title on that? You
crown
said
check.
the crown check. Crown check.
Crown check.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Whenever you finish writing it, come right back over here.
I will.
I'm giving you the verbal invite because you write a lot, like
Yes,
myself. Whenever you write a project, just say, "Sean, I'm finished again." Bring it right back. I don't mind having repeat guests. I want
yes.
to give folks a chance to be highlighted and their publications to be seen. So whenever you write something, let me know. We'll bring you right back on the Sean P Experience Talk. Right?
Look, I'm gonna be back. Do you know I just finished 5 projects? 5.
Five. What
5.
you talking about? Sis? What you mean?
Yeah, 5 projects. I actually had a book signing on yesterday. One of them was Powerful Women, Powerful Prayers. The other one was a grief journal. A grief journal. There's different types of grief. There's not only
Mhm.
death. There's grief, COVID, losing a home.
Yep.
Some lose a body part. Um, mom,
Yep.
mom died, dad remarrying, a child going away to college. It's different types of grief. And so, and I also had to write to the person that's not grieving, but have a loved one that's grieving. How do they relate to them? I also have a project on a app. I became a author strategy coach, listening to the needs of the people. So you already know it. So many people that'll come up to you and say, "Look, I have a book of poems. I don't know where to get started."
Every week. Every week.
And it's like, okay, so where am I needed? Where can I be Jesus' hands and feet, right there with the heart of authors? Because I had a beginning too. So I became an author strategy coach, and I came up with some principles that can help you push that start button. Like, what would be your budget? The discipline. Are you ready for the 3 C's? Consistency, commitment. So it was hand catered by listening to the people. I have poems, I have a journal, I have a testimony, listening to them, and I was able to come up with strategies to help someone. So I have a book on that. Oh, I have a few. And guess what? A few more coming.
And I'm gonna tell y'all watching the podcast right now. I'm gonna tell y'all the ones that's in the chat. Whenever we talked months ago in the inbox, I said, "All right, I'm gonna bring you on the show." You was like, "Man, which one? Like, which book?" I'm like, "Man, how many books you got?" So that was pretty funny. But you know, like I said from the beginning of the show, you and I started our journey around the same time.
Yes.
It was a blessing to be sitting here and you have so many publications. It's so beautiful watching that journey and you blossom into other parts of your life, even outside of being the author or other things you have going on. Phenomenal stuff, man. So I want to give props on live because they always say that we don't support our women, we don't support our black women. I want to break that myth and support you right now and give you props on
Thank
camera
you.
right now. I am
Thank
very
you.
proud of what you're doing.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's saying yes. It's another level of commitment. But I'm on a whole nother level of yes, a whole nother level of submission. And and if you will wonder, like, where's the energy behind that? One thing I maybe never, your sister maybe never shared with you. I'm a dreamer. God speaks to me in dreams, and he gave me a dream. For time's sake, I won't share it, but the meaning of the dream, that there was a generational cycles and generational curses that have been passed down through our bloodline, and it had to stop with me. And in this dream, I was warned that it was many tests and trials that I was going to go through, that my ancestors didn't have the courage to go through. They didn't pass the test, so it was passed down to me. And it was a black dress I was given, and we wasn't going to a funeral, but it was something they had to be put to rest. But I was through the dream, I was told that prayers that went before me, that I would have a double portion of anointing to operate out of the fruits of the spirit. But it was many tests and trials that I was going to go through. It was many things that I was going to have to conquer, and one of those are assignments through being an author. So whatever he give me to do. And I actually went to a service, and a lady prophesied to me. She said, "Where your blessings is coming from, your obedience." She said, "I can sense off of you that someone can call and tell you to come, and you're gonna be obedient." And that's my roadmap, being obedient to whatever
Yes,
he's
ma'am.
telling me to do.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, out of all your publications, today we're talking about this beautiful book. Let me pull it up right quick so the audience can see it. I have a picture of it. Boom. Champions get coached. Now, I love this title because I'm also a self help author. I'm also big on motivation, inspiration, and stuff like that. So, we're kindred spirits in that regard. And I'm
Yes,
big in sports. I'm a big sport guy.
yes.
Anybody talk to me, you know I'm always using sports for an analogy. I'm always using sports for a parallel. So champions get coached. Let's talk about this book. So you have our brother Josh Edmond.
Yes.
Josh Edmond, my longtime brother, man. Tell me why in the forward of the book, I'm big on forwards. I'm
Yes.
always harping on forwards, introductions, things like that. It's important. Why did you choose out of anybody, you chose Josh Edmond to write the forward and tell us about Josh Edmond's role in your life as an author and a friend, long time partnership. Tell the family about that.
You know what's so funny about him? Those that are on that know him, he's very tall, but I'm older than him. So I tell him he's my big brother because he's tall, but he tell me I'm his little sister, because I'm short, or vice versa with the age.
Man,
I'm older than him.
Josh like 6'8", something crazy like that. Like Josh is
Josh is
crazy
tall.
tall. He's
Josh
like
is tall.
I got a picture with him. I'm like a little boy. I hate the picture. I love him. I hate the picture. He is crazy tall.
Yes, and what was so special about Champions Get Coached? Because look, let me tell you, there was a guy I met, and I just was like, you know what? I'm just becoming an author. I need someone to help me. And he gave me his number. When I went and sat with Mr. Josh Edmond, just as a thought of becoming an author, you know what this man did? I wasn't even talking for 5 minutes. And he got on that phone. I have a young lady that's in my office, and She's an upcoming author and I want to help her. You have a favor to return to me. I don't want you to give it to me, give it to her. Hung up the phone, dialed that number. I have a young lady. Let me tell you, I left his office with about 8 things already set up. So he didn't tell me what he was going to do.
He
He
did it.
did it.
That's the kind of
And
man Josh is.
yes.
I'm on the live on the record right now from my own experience. That's the kind of man that Josh Edmond is. Yes.
And look, from that, he was inspired to become an author. And he called me one day, sis, what you doing? I'm applying for life coaching school. He said, okay, send me the information. I'm gonna take that journey with you. So I had the privilege of months after months in life coaching school with this man. So with him becoming an author, I already became an author,
Multi,
and we both become.
multi-time, multi-time author. Just like you said, multi-books.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. So he had to write this forward because I knew that from the thought of being a life coach to being a life coach, and he just went into other things. You already know what he's doing now, and it's like, oh my God, all of this was birthed from becoming a life coach. So he's a true champion that got coached.
And for those that missed the opening, the very beginning of the show, I gave a small story of Miss Dr. Enola's first book signing. I was able to be the MC or the moderator, if you will. That was because of Josh.
Yeah,
That same kind of phone call. Josh called me on the phone like, man, Sean, look, my sister Enola got a book signing coming up. It's gonna be over here. If you don't mind coming down doing X, Y, and Z, I'm like, man, bet I'm coming. And that's how that kind of a phone call is how that happened. That was a Josh phone call. But that's how it's supposed to. That's community though. That's
yes,
back to the old school. It's supposed to be two phone calls, man. I'm gonna call so and so. If they ain't got it, man, they know somebody that got it. I'm
yes,
gonna call this person. You call that person, and then whenever I get a phone call, the same thing. We lost that in the
yes,
community. We
yes.
lost that.
Yes, it's so many phone calls that I'm still waiting on. So the question to myself, why am I experiencing and what am I to get out of it? I cannot change people. But see this girl right here, try calling me and need me. If I can't, it because I feel in my spirit that it was somebody else assigned to it, or I know somebody that can do it better than what I can. But I can't change people, but me, you ask me, oh, it's no way till tomorrow. It's no, I'm gonna call you later. I get right on it. It's done. It's sealed. So I believe that when you mention community, that's what are to be to one another. It feels good to get it from others, but you have to be the giver also.
Dr. Enola,
Hmm.
my grandparents had a large part of my life growing up, a child in the '80s, right? When you still had penny candy and nickel candy,
Yeah.
but I'm saying the little brown paper bag come in.
Uh-huh.
My grandmother ain't showing take this bag and go down to Miss So and So, get at the Miss So and So. Somebody come and knock on the door. Oh, y'all got some washing powder? Oh, get so and so some washing powder. Y'all got
Uh-huh.
some ketchup and condiments, man. Give
Uh-huh.
so and so some whatever. And this somebody come and bring us something.
Hmm.
As a child, you don't understand it. That's just how life is.
Yes.
So I was always around community and those, man, so and so fell down. We had 2 in the morning go pick somebody off the ground. They can't get up there, elderly person. Man,
Yes.
so they need their grass cut. Like we grew up. My grandfather had a big old garden, always getting all this mustard greens, big old bag, mustard greens, okra. Man, bring that to so and so, bring this to that person. Like that's how I understood life. But unfortunately, in our adulthood, every person not like that.
No.
And
No.
people are more selfish, and people more to themselves, and they feel like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. They feel like, man, they ain't my business, and
Yes.
so we so divided now. We so separate. I don't understand that.
Yes, and it's like, how do you bridge the gap? But one thing
Where's the gap?
I had, what was hard for me to get past is everyone is not like you.
Nope.
It's put on your heart to do it.
Yep.
So just do it. Let me tell you, bro, I do hair at the funeral home, and it's
Amen.
time I'm knowing about it, and they're like, "Can you do another one?" Yes, because you know what? That's somebody grandmother. That's somebody child. It's nothing to think about. Yes, and let me tell you, I love what you're talking about. Your grandparents. There's a project I was a part of called "What's Your Superpower." So I know people was probably thinking I'm gonna say one specific thing or an achievement. Oh no, my superpower is that foundation. See, they would call me an old head because I was around the older people, but guess what?
Right.
I don't have any grandparents. I don't have any no grandparents, and my parents are gone. If I hadn't had that strong foundation, I do not know where would I be right now. It's in me. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yes.
It's in me, you know?
Now, Dr. Enola, I almost get cursed out sometimes by my guests, not on the street. I'm talking about right here. Because out of habit, I might respond yes ma'am or no ma'am. They be like, don't call me ma'am and man, you older than me and don't call me. I'm like, that is how I was raised. I'm
Yes,
sorry. I give respect and reverence. It's not about age to me. I'm
yes,
respecting you as a human being. I'm respecting you. I can go to Subway right now and a little high school kid making my sandwich. Do you want cheese? Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
You're doing me a service right now. It's not about me being older than you. I'm
yes,
not calling upon the age part. I'm respecting you as a person. And if you don't
yes,
want respect, I don't know what to
yes.
say.
I totally agree. Look, I have my students and because I teach beauty college also,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I have them doing a presentation and I tell them I need you to stand up. Why stand up? I'm in the front. And I said, let me tell you, you don't know now. I said, but there's gonna come a point in time. I said, you know, when a person will give you a chance, when you're able to look them in their eyes, when you're able to give them a firm handshake. Because if you're telling me to hire you, then just those few minutes tell me you're a professional. You know what you're talking about. I'm convinced in 5 minutes that you could be a part of my staff. So if
Yes, ma'am.
you sitting down, that tells me you lazy. But whenever you can stand up and you can look a person in their eye, you're not saying and moving your hand. You stand boldly, letting them know about your hair treatments and let them know about the anatomy system. Look, let me tell you, hired. That's all you're gonna get. Approved, granted, access granted. So let me tell you, and they complain, but they come back. Miss Enola, can you give me a hug? Thank you so much. Guess what? I got a job at an interview. So they may not appreciate it now, but they will remember that.
That's the old school lessons that's missing right now. As the grandmothers and the grandfathers are passing, older generation is passing, and the lessons not getting handed down. You're right. Look a man in his eyes. Shake a hand a certain kind of way. When I
Yes,
get weird handshakes as a guy, I know the female world can be different. When I
yes,
get weird handshakes, it's like you didn't get the early lessons. This
yes,
like this little boy on the playground lesson,
yes,
but it's not getting passed, and the whole generation is missing that. And you're right. If you all cowering down and you don't sound sure, especially in the beauty industry, if you don't sound sure of this treatment, I don't want the treatment.
yes,
You
yes,
don't have no conviction about this treatment and the science and how it works. I don't want that. I don't want that treatment from you.
yes.
You don't sound sure.
Look, let me tell you what's so funny. One night with my students, so I'm big on respect. Okay, so if one doing a presentation and two having a conversation, I'll say, okay, let's wait till they finish, and then we're gonna start back. So look, it was one night, one was talking and I was playing on my phone and she said, wait, oh wait, we gonna wait till she finishes playing on her phone. And then it was
Mhm.
just so funny because you think that's something lively, but it's actually sinking in and it is changing the mindset of an individual. So I know we got on a whole nother subject. We're supposed
No,
to be
this is
talking about
good.
champions get coach.
This is good. Because as they say in church, let the spirit move. The spirit going over here. We're going to acknowledge that. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to still talk about champions get coached. But this is a part of coaching. To be
Yes,
honest, this is a part of coaching.
yes,
If you
most
can't
definitely.
take direction, you can't take instruction, then you're not getting coached and you can't be a champion, right? So we,
Yes.
we on topic. We on topic. We on point, right? But let's talk about this. You mentioned about time in the book, early in the book. Time is of the essence. Time is important. I was telling a friend last night, we're experiencing a quickening in the world.
Mhm.
New Year's is the summertime.
Yes.
It's Thanksgiving. It's fast. So we don't have as much time to diddle around and play around and not be on our task. Tell about the importance of time to you.
Let me tell you, whenever that answer, oh, you got to be ready for that answer. Time. If you look at when I post the flyer you sent to me, and if you look at the hashtag, that's what it said. No time wasted. It's no time wasted. There's someone that's gonna have the mindset to go rob a bank. There's someone that have thoughts that's right around us that's having thoughts of suicide. There's someone that just got a doctor's report that don't know how to tell their family they've been diagnosed with cancer. It's no time wasted. Yeah, you wrote a book and it just may seem like it's just on a shelf or in a box, but somebody may read that book and decide, you know what? I'm getting ready to get out of this poverty mindset. I'm going back to school. You just never know. It's just that right timing. But this is not for the weak. Right here. See what we talking about? What we committing to be as authors? Oh, this not for the weak. You have to be ready because to much is given, much is required. When I tell you about that dream, when I tell you the tests and trials been coming, and it's like I had to find out, even in life coaching school, as a coach, to become a champion, what's the root? Where is the root that tries to nag you, the trick bag that the Satan use all the time to get you? And you know what it was? Rejection or orphan spirit. Not good enough. You're not good enough. You know, that's the root of it. So once I identified the root, when it come knocking at my door, you can't come in here. I had to make the choice. It couldn't come. And it come in different forms. So I'm going to give you an example. There's a group, a board that I'm on for a college. And a lady was talking about education and how they was having this big conference and it was going to be so helpful. So afterwards, I went up to her and I was like, I'm very interested in attending your conference on education because I'm beginning to not only teach college students sub in the system, the education system, the parish system. I've also been gained opportunities to teach educators. I said I would love to attend. She said, "Oh no, you know what she told me? Oh no, you part-time. You won't be eligible to come." When I tell you, it could have. See the person I was about 4 years ago, that would have been like a knife in my heart that just turned. But the person that I am today, yes, it touched me. Oh yeah, it touched me. But when I left, I said, "Oh, once again, this has happened. What am I to learn?" Bro, I would never, and I don't ever want to be a part of anything where I have to tell somebody that they cannot attend because I was a part-time and not a part of the system. Full-time, I couldn't attend. I do not. I'm making a commitment, a decoration. You know how they had the 10 commandments? That's
Yes,
part
ma'am.
of my motto. If there's anything where I have to tell somebody they can't attend, because of this, I don't want to be a part of it.
Sis, this is vital. Look what you don't know. 24 hours ago, about this time yesterday, Sister Billy's in the chat, I believe. We had a live on Rosa Parks, Sister Rosa Parks. And my point is, the NAACP is one of many organizations. They wouldn't let her be a part of certain things. They wouldn't let her attend certain things. Her husband tried to join certain organizations and things for justice, things like that. They wouldn't let him attend because of classism, because of inner racism, colorism. So you're totally right. If it's a place where they got all these little check marks to make it the criteria, I don't want to be a part of it anyway.
I do not.
You doing
I
me a favor. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm
I
good.
don't want. I
I'm good.
don't care if it's
I'm
the
good.
president of the United States.
I'm good.
I don't want to be a part of it. I'm so compassionate. I have so much passion about new beginnings. on yesterday, there's a local, very successful restaurant that was like, sure, come set up your books. This business is so look, they so well established, and here they welcome me with such open arms. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Do you know they had someone already there to help me set up my table to make sure everything? And I'm like, this is how I want to be. Whenever I'm
Doc,
established,
Doc Enola,
uh,
don't they say go where you celebrate it?
huh?
Don't they say that? Go where you celebrate it. Go where you a champion. Come on, bro.
So
Come on, bro.
let me tell you how I was able to accept that. So about a couple weeks ago, it was something similar I had experienced. But remember, it was exposed to me. What's the root of Satan? What's the bait? Rejection, a orphan spirit, not good enough. So I just experienced something like that. I came home and I was like, okay, God, what would you tell me? And he told me, he said, you're good with being assigned to other people. You're gonna be on point and you won't stop until it's done. He said, but I'm assigning you to you. He said, I want you to value you like I value you.
Now,
And I can tell you, oh, that was something for me. Because I'm such a easygoing person. It's okay you didn't pay me all my money. It's okay you didn't recognize me. It's okay you didn't save a play for me. You know, through all of that, it's little friends that come along, meaning that you want to be accepted, you want to be good enough. So I didn't even realize that I was taking and accepting things that secondhand. Oh no, it's no more taking no secondhand,
for
second
those that
best.
don't know, for those that don't know and never doctors talk about not being accepted somewhere. For the sake of time, I gave y'all a part of her bio. I didn't even mention this. Accomplished professional cosmetologist, licensed cosmetology instructor, trichologist, and I have gained a doctoral professional cosmetologist degree, doctor, And they said that you couldn't join. Man, get out my face. Doc, you gotta get out my face, man.
Look, I got a few more things. I just became a chaplain. I just
See?
gained my a board certified Christian counselor. I just
Congratulations.
received two doctoral degrees in leadership and business.
He said two.
Oh, I have a few. I'm a hair replacement specialist. I became a holistic hair practitioner, and I'm a master cosmetology instructor. That's the ones I can think of. All of that since that bio that you have.
You know what I'm saying? The blessings, they said the cup overrunning.
Yes,
Your cup overrunning, my sis. Overrunning.
yes.
So you mentioned something. You mentioned something. I'm glad you just said that. Because you're highly decorated. You are a champion in life. You mentioned dealing with in the book. You mentioned dealing with, like you said, low self-esteem, rejection, sometimes depression. A person will look at you with all that long list of stuff. They say, man, she always had it like that. Man, she always had it going on. She always had it popping. So, how would you advise a person to get out of that place? Somebody watching this, they feeling low right now. Somebody watching this, they're dealing with rejection. How would you advise somebody to start getting out of that hole?
Well, I will share with them something that got it all started, even before the dream of the generational, changing it generational. In my book, Adjusting Your Crown, I talk about another dream where there was a road and it was someone at the end of the road. I could see it was someone, and I'm like, who is that? Who is that at the end of the road? And it's like if God say, I'm glad you asked. You know what he told me? He said, that's you. That's you at the end of the road. He said, that's a side of you that you have yet to meet. He said, but you've been wearing a mask in front of people. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm blessed. All of that in front of people. But whenever you get home, you take off that mask. He said, now there is a road for you to travel, but you and the mask can't go. So all these things you're hearing me accomplish is because I had to make a decision to take off that mask. Behind that mask, I was depressed. Oh, every word that come behind press, that's what I was with that mask on. And I couldn't take it off immediately because it came a part of my lifestyle. When I got dressed, I wore my mask. I went to the gym, I wore my mask. I went to work, church, I wore my mask. So it took a little while. But once I took that mask off and I got closer to who I really was, I liked her just how she was. I liked her.
Wow.
I learned how to love her.
Mm.
I was able to look in the mirror at her. And I didn't even know. See, I thought this was just when you asked me, who are you? Oh, I never been to college and I'm a single mom. And I had to realize I was identifying myself by my circumstance. That's not who I am. So when I took off that mask and I got close to her, I was able to look at her in the mirror. I didn't even know that she would change lives. And she would stand before night after night of a body of students, that she will be able to work in a beauty salon and not only help someone to feel beautiful on the outside, but also on the inside. As I got clear, guess what? I'm still getting close to her. So that's where everything that I've accomplished, it stems from that dream. But any crown, any certificate, any award, it doesn't change who I am. I'm so humble. Give me a toilet to clean. Give me a yard to go and pick up the trash. As humble as I can be. None of that has changed me. When I became a doctor, I had someone that actually called me and said, ain't nobody gonna call you doctor. You can call it familiar because we know you by Enola. No one's gonna call you a doctor. And I said, you know what? I went to Virginia, never went to Virginia in my life, got on the plane by myself. You know what they said? Cosmetologists, get in this line. I had passed that. Cosmetology instructor, get in this line. I had passed that. They said, but doctoral, you come over here because there's a certain role. I said, whenever I receive my doctoral, that's who they said I am, Dr. Enola Pillard. So that person told me that they felt led to tell me that I'm thinking I'm higher than I am. I cried. It wasn't so much of the comment that was made. This is somebody that tell me I love you. If you need me, call me. You that same person that don't even know who you talking to, because not for 1 second I would ever think that I'm higher than I am. Because guess what? When I was working on my doctoral, I was in life coaching school and writing a book at the same time. That's not stuff you can just do on your. You have to work hard. You have to be determined. So whenever yes, I am Dr. Enola Pillard.
Doctor, the person that made that comment, are they a PhD, a doctoral person?
No, sir.
I knew that. I hate to assume. I have the conversation all the time in private. Most times, people that don't possess a certain thing, because of their inadequateness, they're projecting their feelings onto a person.
Hmm.
I've never heard a very, very intelligent person call somebody else a know-it-all.
Hmm.
I've never seen a very confident, assured person call somebody else cocky, arrogant, nose turned up. People that lack confidence do that.
Yes.
People that lack certain things use certain verbiage. So whenever you said that, my mind thinking to myself, that person is probably not a doctorial person.
No.
And come to find out they was.
And
Ain't that
if if
ain't that
if you had to call me to tell me because I'm showing too much cleavage and I'm too much in the club and I'm drinking a little too casual, I can understand that type of call. But
they probably wouldn't make that phone call. That's the sad part. You wouldn't get that call.
and let me tell you,
They're gonna champion that. They're gonna
they told
champion that.
And look, they told me I wasn't a doctor. I told you I gained 2 doctoral degrees. And guess what? In July, I go to Washington, D.C., and I will gain my doctoral in cosmetology on a national level.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We champions over here, baby. We champions. Come on, man.
Champions, baby.
Louisiana stand up. Louisiana's own, baby. Come on, man. The South got something to say. We got to celebrate our victories. So Dr. Enola, how do you celebrate your victories? Me and my team talk about it in private. We do all this hard work. You say hard work. We do all this hard work. We sacrificing. How do we celebrate ourselves? How do we stop and acknowledge? You know what? I did do that right there. I
Yes,
did get certified. I did publish. You published 5 books recently. I did publish a book.
yes.
We don't stop and smell the flowers like that. So what do we do to champion ourselves? Because the world ain't gonna do it.
So you know what? When God told me to value myself like He valued me, you know what I do to celebrate myself? Because I'm always moving. Whenever I hear go take a nap, I take a nap. When I hear put the book down, no answering no emails, no text messages, and go sit on your back porch with your shorts and your t-shirt and your lemonade, that's what I do. I Saturdays for a hairstylist. Oh no, you work in a shop. You know what I do? You know where I just left? Turks and Caicos. I took a vacation, and that's something I never do. But when I heard God tell me I'm assigning you to you, whenever know how I celebrate myself, when I'm working at that shop and I'm at hour 12 and I need to eat, I don't stop. I don't eat cold food. I actually sit down and eat. That's how I celebrate myself.
Wait, wait, wait. Dr. Enola, this is going too good. You are surpassing my expectations today. I had a long conversation with a friend recently about how sacred my food time is for me. They said, so you can't talk on the phone while you eating? You can't do this and that while you eat? No, because people don't realize I spent 8 years or more working in a manual labor work.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 8 years or more on a delivery truck when it's 110 degrees outside and when it's 10 degrees outside. I had to eat my meals in between deliveries. I had to eat my meal. I'm full of sawdust. I'm full of sheetrock. I'm full of bricks, brick debris. I'm eating food like that. But I can finally eat at a table, have my little YouTube video playing on the side. I got my little napkins. It's a ceremony.
Yeah.
Friend, I'm at work. I'm in a break. I'm at work. But everything gonna stop while I eat this food right quick. I did 8 years eating like a dog, if you will, like a slave. I'm gonna enjoy my meal and I'm gonna eat.
Yes.
That's a celebration.
Yes.
Come on, man. We got to get more doing that. But we all trying to eat on the go. We trying to eat while you're working. You trying to eat while you indigestion, heartburn. You wonder why
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta enjoy the meal. We ain't eating no cold food, baby. What you talking about?
No.
Eat no cold food, man.
And
No.
you know what's so funny?
No, man.
I had a customer appreciation, and look, it was so funny because my clients were mimicking me. And it was so funny, but they was telling the truth. Tell me about your stylist. She gonna tell you to go get her chicken hot, but guess what? It's gonna be 4 hours, and she never opened the box. You know, they knew me, and and I said, okay, that's funny now, but you know what? And they'll tell me, sit down. Did you drink some water? No, I didn't. Do you know they'll bring things and put it on my station to remind me, drink water, eat something. You
See,
ain't eat nothing today.
let's speak on that, sis. We're doing some great topics. Entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes,
Ashanti Enterprises, right?
yes.
We have entrepreneurs in the chat right now. I speak to my entrepreneur friends in private all the time. I say, most of us we want to leave the corporate America world to be our own business owners because we felt like them people dogged us out. They didn't care about us.
Mm-hmm.
We mess around and have our own company, our own business, and we dog ourselves out worse than that.
Yes,
We work more hours than we ever did with them people.
yes,
We wouldn't even allow that with them people.
yes,
We work 7 days a week, but over there we demand some days off over here.
yes,
How would I have my own name on the sign, my own everything, and I'm doing myself worse than them people ever did me my
yes,
whole working career?
Yes.
So all our entrepreneurs gotta do a better job of, you said, being mindful, take care of yourself, take days off, take vacation. I know too many people under 40 years old having health conditions,
Yes.
they overstressed, they overwork. You're doing a job of 8, 9 people. Because most entrepreneurs I know, you don't have a full staff. You're doing a whole lot trying to maintain everything and not taking care of yourself.
Yes.
And
You
most
you
times, if you fall out and pass out for 4 or 5 months, the business shutting down
oh, but
because
you shut down.
you are the business. It's you. You the
Yes.
business.
Yes.
You ain't go as long as you can go. But you're a human being, not a machine. You're a human.
Yes.
So whatever your industry is. So we got to get better at taking care of ourselves as we're going on this entrepreneur journey to have wealth and health.
Yes, at the same time, look, I just completed a workbook for the beauty industry, and one of the chapters is living a balanced life. We spread ourselves so thin, somebody gonna get left out. It's either your wife, your spouse, your children, God, you, your health. Somebody's gonna be left out. And is that true success? I spoke at a graduation, and I was sharing with the audience how I figured starting out success, money, 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 money. But is it true success if you're stressed out, you can't sleep? you know, and you miss your child game. You don't know the last time you had date night. Is that success? And I was able to share with those students what success is, to hear their stories and see them take that tassel and put it on the other side. That was success. It's success. There's some things money cannot buy. It cannot buy. I'm telling you. So we have to be good to ourselves as entrepreneurs. And let me tell you, bro, I'm learning. I'm constantly learning. You're constantly gonna learn how to be a better business person for yourself. Let me tell you something. Tell y'all something just happened to me Saturday. I have an older lady that come to me and she tell me, Nola, stop taking that money, fold up, put it in your pocket. Open that money, check your money, count your money. I listen to it and then I'll be like, I'm busy. I just put it in my pocket. Guess what happened? This week I went to deposit some money and they was like, we can't deposit this money. Guess what? Counterfeit.
Somebody give you some counterfeit money?
Counterfeit money.
Oh my God. That could have got you in legal trouble
Yes.
as if you did that.
Yes. Counterfeit money. So once again, okay, guys, I ain't gonna say this is an L. What am I to learn? He said to be able to handle the weight of what you're asking for what I have for you. Too much is given, much is required. That lady been telling you for years, take that money out. You're not really taking heed.
Not good.
Take that money out, count that money, and now I have no choice. So I had to go get a pen. And now I'm gonna have to pass that pen to make
Yep.
sure that money not counterfeit.
That's
But
bad.
I'm grateful for that lesson because that's with thank God that wasn't over $100. Now I'm believing from 100 to 1,000. Can I have 1,000? And I'm not listening to that lady unfolding that money and sticking it in my pocket. Can I really have it?
This happened my last haircut last week. It's funny, we having a synchronized conversation. You wasn't even there. So my barber, and a lot of folks do in the beauty industry now, have a little a system. You go in the app, make
Uh-huh.
your appointment. Everything is pretty much digital. You're not handling
Mhm.
money.
Uh-huh.
People, he found out, was paying for a lesser service, but he was so busy, he just saw their name on the thing at 2 o'clock Tuesday, so I'm getting a haircut. He not seeing what I actually paid for. You know, grown men haircut costs more than a high school kid haircut. For example,
Uh-huh.
these guys were clicking on a high school option, being slick.
Mm. Mm.
It took him a long time to realize, like, wait a minute, you paying for this, and for all this time going back in they've been doing that.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
People are deceptive, unfortunately. We said it earlier. People not like us. They're not honest, and people always try to find ways to get over. And we gotta combat that. You know.
Yes, yes, we have to use wisdom. And unfortunately, that was a big disappointment to me. But I had to celebrate, because if that happened, wherever the enemy is attacking, that's where your breakthrough coming. So my breakthrough is coming, but it's making me sharper and more wiser when I return to that shop. Try folding some money.
Okay, Dr. Enola, let me ask you a question. You are highly decorated, celebrated once again. Why would a person like you get a coach or a mentor, right? Why would Michael Jordan win championship rings and still feel the need to go get a coach? Why would Kobe Bryant win championship rings? He still got four, five, six coaches. Why LeBron James got coaches? Why do champions still feel the need to get more coaching and mentorship?
If you listen to anyone's testimony, Denzel, Oprah, Tyler Perry, they always had someone that mentored them. It was an old lady down the street or someone that mentored them. Whether the title of champions get coached, you mentioned about sports, and I think I write about that in there. So think about a wrestler, what he getting? A belt. Think about if you run a race, what you're getting? A medal. Basketball, you're getting a ring. Every champion is going to receive something tangible that identify you are a champion. Like when I walk across that stage with my doctoral, that person could think all day, all night, sun up, sunrise. You ain't no doctor. And guess what? What that paper says, doctoral degree,
According to the state,
according to the state.
according to the state board, and you probably ain't go to school. Talk about somebody that came, boy, get out my face.
So every champion, even myself, I can tell you last week was kind of hard for me because my mentor passed away on last year.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
And so, I believe someone else is gonna, God gonna send someone else. And I'm like, God, send somebody else. I need it. And you know what I got? No, no, no. How she was valuable to you. You go out there and be to someone else. But everyone, I needed it. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what this lady would do. I go to her house. She said, sit down. I said, huh? She said, take your shoes off. She would get anointing oil and rub my feet and pray everywhere her feet tread. She protected. Put her hands on my mind, on my ears, my eyes, my mouth. This lady would anoint me and pray over me. That's priceless. And when she passed away, I was so saddened, but it was so much wisdom. So I was so valuable, to gain all of that. I
Mhm.
promise you, she's still with me. And you know what I heard her tell me? I'm closer than I was before, and I still hear her. And you know what she gave me? Scriptures. What to do? I don't know what to do. Go read Daniel 10 where God tell Daniel at the moment you humble yourself, your prayer was already answered. Go read Hebrews 4 that tell you come boldly before the throne, and you receive grace in a time of help. That's what I hear her tell me. And I know she's telling me all that you gain, don't keep looking for more. Use what you got already. So yes, you need a mentor. Yes, you need a coach. Yes, you need a counselor. Yes, you need a therapist. That book was designed for you to embrace your mental. It's not, some things are not designed for you to do alone. You don't have to do it alone. Yes, 5 other 10 other people might think you're not good enough, but there is someone that's assigned to you that will love you and support you and care for you. And sometimes our problem is we want to choose who that person is, but it just don't happen like that because it takes free will. It takes somebody's will to want to. That's why I don't take lightly anyone that show niceness and kindness to me, because I know they had a will to do that, to give that kindness to me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I posed that question to you because I know a lot of times in life, like when it comes to counseling, for example, I got a counseling background. For an example, most people walking around, they thinking I gotta wait until I hit that wall and now I'm going to get counseling, right?
Uh-huh.
My relationship is in trouble. Now we going to marriage counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just died. Now I'm going to grief counseling. You want to have prevention, not rehab. I'm big
Yes.
on prehab, not rehab, right? And the same thing when it comes to life coaching and stuff. People thinking, man, I'm getting successful. I'm getting awards, employee of the year. I started a business. I wrote a book. Why would I go to a life coach? Is what the average person probably gonna think. You don't have to have trouble to have coaching. You don't need trouble to have counseling. You
Nope.
need before, if anything.
Yes. And
You need
yes,
before.
most definitely. And not all the time, even as a coach, not all the time is something bad. I try to balance it out. We're not just about to talk about tell me what small accomplishments, what short term goal that you accomplished, to celebrate them. So it's not all sad sessions. No, we're going to celebrate the good things.
Dr. Enola, my 15-year life coach, mentor, big brother, Tony Bell, out of Franklin, Louisiana. Our mentorship has evolved like parenthood, right? At this age of my life, my mother and I relationship has changed.
Uh huh.
I'm older now.
Uh huh.
The same thing with our mentorship. As you go along with somebody for a long time, it evolves. Most of our conversations, friends, we cutting up, laughing, cutting up more than anything. It is very, very small moments of I'm asking them a direct question at this point. In the old days, it was all 2 hours of questions,
Yes.
2 hours of give me advice, 2 hours of pouring to me. Now at this side, we laugh more than anything. We laugh, clown, cut up, get loose, and throw a little something in there. Okay, we good. Like
Uh
that's
huh.
how we are now. So it evolves, it grows. It's a
Yes.
relationship.
Yes. Yes.
Relationship. So
I
Dr.
tell
Noah,
you, I
how does
love
a
it.
person go about if they say, okay, this sounds good, the book read good. How do I go about finding a proper coach for me? It's a relationship, it's like
Yes.
dating. How do I find the right partner, the right coach for my life, my lifestyle, my attitude, my temperament? How do I find that coach?
So whenever when there's someone through the consultation, you'll know because you'll be able to instantly build rapport with that person. And the great thing is for that person to look at their background to see their even professional training. Let me tell you, I knew it was here. It was here. Gave good advice. But not until it wasn't until I was able to go and learn professionally, not to do all the talking, not to do all the me too's and having stories and want to sing and want to, I can go on and on. I want to respect your show, but it's like it's not your time to preach and sing and God told me you have to really professionally know and be trained how to help a person with whatever situation. I'm telling you, I'm so grateful that I took a pause. See, first you got to identify the gift, but I'm so grateful I took a pause to go to Christian counseling class to know the laws, the do's and the don'ts. I am so grateful how to properly charge a person. If you're going to charge, it's just so many things instead of you just jumping out there saying I'm a life coach. Oh no, I'm going to get professionally trained to make sure
So
that
Dr. Enola,
uh-huh.
Dr. Enola, you in the beauty world too.
Mhm.
So some people can do hair real good at their house. That's true.
Mhm.
They gifted with their hands, but they didn't go to school. You mean to tell me it is still a point to go to school and learn the actual science of the scalp and the follicles and products and so the same thing in life coaching. You can be real good and slick with the words. It's still something to be trained how to properly go about doing this. It is a profession.
So just think about if you was coming to me for a service and I'm like, I'm gonna wash your hair, I'm gonna dye your hair. What that sounds very country and very, not knowledgeable. But if you look, I have a shampoo service for you. I'm gonna color your hair. Doesn't that sound? If you're gonna spend your hard-earned money, don't you want to go to someone that definitely know what they're talking about? I had so many clients with hair loss, males and females. Oh no, it's not just sticking off the top of my head from what I experienced. Oh no, I went and got trained at an institute on trichology, how you get to the root, what's causing hair loss, stress, illness, if it's hereditary. No, I want to have answers for these people, not just thinking off the top of my head, and actually have available what they need so that they can help. And that's what made me become a life coach also, because your hair, you are here, your hair is your glory. That's very sacred. Your hair, that's your hair. So I don't even take that lightly, because that's like a grief, to lose hair. So that's why, another reason why I went to life coaching school, so that I can even help a person with hair that's dealing with hair loss or scalp issues. That's embarrassing, having flakes, of dandruff problems. It's all over your clothes. You in front of somebody and you're scratching your head because something going on. Oh no, I'm not gonna only have that knowledge. I'm gonna have the solution. So that's why I went to trichology school.
Yes, ma'am.
Any entrepreneurs that's on here, you must invest in yourself and get the properly professional training that you need. If that's
And
your thing, that's your lane. Oh, you better. That's why I didn't settle to have my doctoral statewide. That's why I'm going to get it nationally. Because I feel training center, I can open a training center, I can open a school. Why settle for a slice of the pie when you can have the whole pie?
come on now, come on now. And I pose that question because a lot of time when it comes to counseling, once again, for a parallel, people say, "Oh man, I talked to my grandmother, I'm good. Or I talked to my mama, or I talked to my homies, and we talked about it." Like those people are great in their support, in their understanding. They serve a purpose, but they're probably not properly trained in what you need to address and do something. Not just listen and gossip. Hear it, address it, and do something actively to get you out of that position. So, the schooling is important.
Yes, and just think about it. If you're opening your heart to me of something that's going on with your child, and my arms is folded, I'm doing this, I'm yawning and looking around, and what I owe you? I owe you how much? You ain't hear nothing I just said. I've realized even for myself in school, there's times even myself, I'm looking in your face and nod my head and hear nothing you shared. So, having the right attentive listening, your body language, your tone. If I'm yawning and talk about a whole nother subject, that person be like, I'm giving her this money. She not even listening to me, or she folding her arm. And that a person may not open up and really get what they need because of you. Why? Because of you. Want somebody to pay you and you're yawning, you're not listening, your arms fold. That tells a person, I'm not interested in what you're saying. So you must get properly trained.
This is why I tell people that have had a bad experience. It's kind of like dating once again. It's a relationship. If you had some bad counselors in the past, some bad social workers, bad life coaches, they got thousands of them you can find. And now we got technology. You can find them online. If they're not in your area, you can go online and find somebody, do it like this, like a Zoom call, and still get what you need from a person. To keep on trying and keep looking and keep on to find that person that's right for you. Don't let one bad experience make you not get what you need, get that help.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. I totally agree with you.
I
Totally.
don't want to. I don't want to ever take too much of my guest time, man. You have a lot of irons in the fire. You just put out 5 books. You just said this. What can we look forward to next from Dr. Enola? What's in the pipeline?
Oh,
What's coming up?
look, you got to be ready. I have a children book that's coming out on sickle cell awareness. That's something that's coming
That's
out. So
important. It's major.
major. I'm so excited about that. As I mentioned, I have another project, Crown Check for Women. I also have I don't want to give too much, but I also I'm learning that there's different ways that individuals are doing things. As you have a bad habit, you can have a good habit. And things you do to release stress. So I have a coloring book coming out for color therapy, and it's actually for women. Yes, I'm telling you, I've been listening to people. They want to study the Bible, but they don't have time. They busy. It's too much. I don't understand. So you know what I did? I have a coloring book, and it's called Proverbs 31 Women of the Bible. I did the research for you. I found women of the Bible. See, you'll hear about Martha and Mary, but you need to hear about Priscilla and Lydia and Deborah and Hannah and Naomi. I found 24 women of the Bible.
That's
I
hot.
the scripture where you can find them, the story, and how can you identify yourself. So
Hold
I
on, Doc.
am
This
Hannah.
this
I
already
am Deborah.
written or it's coming? It's already written?
Oh, I'm just waiting for it to be published. It's already in the making.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so
I
that's
love it.
some project, and I actually have I'm part of an anthology project where there's going to be a documentary on TV.
Now hold on, hold on, hold on. This is good. This will help somebody in the chat. Somebody in the chat. I spoke on anthologies on Saturday. It's another author in the chat right now. She's being propositioned about being a part of an anthology. Give her, if you can, some advice on what you considered when it comes to like even doing it and what you thought about it and your feelings about it, stuff like
So I definitely would. I'm a part of a lot. Have been a part of a lot. Is definitely a good idea. I would tell you to research the person first. Research them. Look at their history. Um, Look at their history of anthology projects and whatever they're offering in that package, what comes along with it. There have been anthology projects that I've been on, wrote the book, and guess what, that was the end of that. But like the anthology project that I'm a part of now, you not only get podcast interviews, you get radio, you get TV, and a documentary. So you
that.
just
That's hot.
have to watch. Yeah, you're
That's hot.
charging me 900, but what comes along with that? So it's not just writing a project, being a part of a project. And be very mindful of the name, just how they putting it out.
Mm-hmm.
One of the great experiences for me, there's authors that been out far before me, that's way experienced with me. Being on a platform with them have opened many doors. So now, look, I'm sorry, it's another anthology project. No, I'm not sorry, but it's another anthology project that I'm with someone and she's internationally known. It's and from a whole nother state, internationally.
This is what I was saying Saturday to the sister. I was saying that to her privately Saturday. Like when you're a part of certain projects, like I'm a part of some. It's not anti. I'm a part of some collaboration projects. But if I'm on there with two or three other authors, their audience don't know me. But now
Hmm.
being a part of a project with them, now their audience know me. My audience knows them. It's cross marketing.
Yes,
So
yes.
being a part of a project like that, it can have advantages in different ways that you're not even thinking about that on the front side. But on the back side, it's a lot of doors open up, man. So, if you can, like you said, do your research, and I would definitely advise doing it if you can do it.
And one of the part what comes along with that price, that's something that's a key factor. Like the one that's where the lady that's internationally known, there's a part of that fee where I was able to go to her hometown and all the authors got together. We already did interviews, we already took pictures. So when it's time for that book to come out, look, the photos, professional
Yeah.
photos are already there. The makeup artist was there. So it's like when it's time to put it out, there's already content to put on social media, to send to magazines. So it was just whatever her cost was, it was well worth it. But if there's somebody that's making you pay $800 and you just wrote that book, no, 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 ma'am.
Yeah,
But
and see,
whoever that is, I'm willing to share.
oh
If they need
wow,
to contact me, oh
really?
yeah,
You know what? When we finish, I'm gonna tell her your contact, and I'm gonna let y'all do y'all sisterhood thing. But
okay,
that's awesome to offer that kind of advice because it was just a conversation on Saturday, man. We just talked about this, so it's powerful how God work. I didn't
yes,
even have that going on. It's crazy.
yes,
And but we talk about being the author, right? A part of that, a big part of it is the business of books.
yes.
For the past 2 or 3 years, I'm really, really big on the business of being an author. And I love having these authors on my show because a lot of my audience, they want to write a book. They're thinking
Hmm.
about writing a book. Besides, how to write a sentence and the paragraph and the cover so pretty, besides all of that, that backside with the royalties and the checks and the this and the that go along with that. You gotta understand.
Yes,
You
you
gotta
do.
understand.
You
And once
do.
again, coming from an area like us, we don't have a big old community of it. We gotta really, really be diligent, do our homework, do our research, talk to different people in private, different authors that have been doing it before us to get a mindset of what to look out for, what to be mindful of. So that business side is the most important side, actually. Look, you can be real good at doing hair, but if your business practice is not right, you're gonna be a struggling stylist. you
Yes. I can tell you at first, look, I was just buying books, selling books. And when it got to the end of the year and my tax preparer was like, well, how much you put out on the books? Guess what? Didn't know. How much you made from these books? Guess what? Didn't know. I didn't even know. I was just excited about being an author. That's things you need to know. You got to keep record of. You have to open an account. Is it going to be a part of your a nonprofit? It's just so much, like you said, on the business side. That's why as an author strategy coach, there's certain things that come along with that package. Handling, understanding the business. Do you want to be a self publishing? Do you want to have a publisher? What money you're spending out on a publication? Do you want somebody? Do you want to pay somebody $900 to do that? Are you willing to put the work? To be honest, I find my own shows, my own radio shows. I've done it all on my own. And I just had someone to tell me on yesterday. This guy was telling me, he said, with all you have on, you need someone. He said you need to be on a whole. You to master this part. You need someone that can be an expert on going to other cities and other platforms that can do the work for you. So I mean, there's certain things that you have to think about. And at first it was like, oh no, that's gonna cost. But to much is given, much is required. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta. Me and my guy, he in the chat. My man Kofi, my partner, my business partner Kofi. We talk about investing in yourself all the time, man. You gotta invest in yourself. And like any other business in the world, if it was rental properties or stocks and bonds, cryptocurrency, all those things take an investment on the front side from you. And this
Yeah.
is no different. This is no different than any other business in the world. It's gonna take you putting some front side up to be able to do it. And so if you're not prepared to do that, you got to kind of reconsider what you're doing. It's way more than creativity. It's way more than
Mhm.
just I made characters like this and I made the scene. Like it's way more than
It's
that.
bigger yet. It's bigger than the camera light and action. And let me tell you, I don't care how much I experience. I don't care what I'm not saying I don't care. I am grateful. But there's time I discern in my spirit when it's time to be quiet. It ain't no I know and want to talk. Be quiet. Sometimes you gotta just be quiet and you just have to listen. You can't just you gotta be able to be always a student, be a student
Mm-hmm.
first. And
Right.
sometimes you just want to talk and talk, but there's times just be quiet, just be still. And another thing, bro, I had to learn the hard way. You working on this, you cannot share your vision with everybody. I didn't understand. At one point, I was putting this time in, putting this work in, and it's like, why? Discouragement just creep up on me and aggravation just creep up on me. You know why? Because I'm sharing it with people, like you said, that never did this. So they're dumping negative energy. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? That's because I'm feeling my positive energy, but I just let somebody dump some trash on me. So my emotions are all over the place. So that's one thing that I know we get to the end. I would
No, we good.
tell even I don't care if you're a new author, a 5-year author, that's something we need to take heed. Stop. If God tell us one step, we don't know what he about to tell us. So the little bit we have, do not just share that with everybody. Sometimes you have to be quiet and just not share your vision with everybody. When they know it's done. And the only reason why I'm sharing these new projects is because it's already done. Like it's just
Yeah, yeah,
ordering the
it's
books.
written.
It's at the end. It's about to come.
It is written, right? It is
Yes,
written.
it's written.
But a simple phrase back in the old days, they said birds of a feather flock together.
Hmm.
When I was a small child, I gotta admit I didn't really understand that parable. But now
Hmm.
that I am older in this space, Once again, back to the beginning of the show, giving the idea of where we come from and the mentality of the people and the mindset. We don't live in New York, Chicago, Texas. We don't live in Florida, California, where they have big old writing communities. They got author events all the time. So the people around us, they can't relate to us talking about doing the podcast like this. They can't relate to, I want to write a book this year. They're like, what you writing a book? What you doing the podcast for?
Mm-hmm.
That's investing. Why you buying cameras and mics?
Yeah.
Why you buying a certain kind of stand? And why you buying a certain kind of a backdrop? Why you buying it? They don't understand because they've never seen it before.
Yes.
They've
Yeah.
only seen people go to work, clock on, clock off. They don't understand the entrepreneur spirit. They don't understand why you going to a conference in Texas. Why you going to fly for a workshop over there? They've never seen that.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't relate. So they're not
Yeah.
trying to be a hater. They're not trying to be whatever. They can't even understand.
They can't. You know what I get a lot?
They can't understand.
You know what I get a lot? That I do too much. Um, I'm too all over the place. Does it take all of that?
Yes.
Why all the questions? Why? How much money you make? Why this? Why that? And you know what? I'm telling you, I had one of my friends that's a prophetess. She said, "Stop that explaining.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
that explaining." She said, "Do you want God to stop speaking to you? Because what He telling you, you trying to get somebody else to under. When He said it, it is like you said, it is written. It's in
It's
stone.
written.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's already done." She was like, "Stop explaining to people, trying to get them to understand why you do what you do. If they never did it, they not gonna get it."
You know,
So you know what? Now I work on. Oh, you're going out of town? Mm-hmm, and change the subject and get back
script,
on him. Because
script.
if they never been to California, like you said, they never went to a workshop. They don't understand the cameras. Like you know on a podcast, it's certain things you have to do for it to look professional. They're not gonna understand and stop the explaining. They're not gonna get it,
Script.
you know?
See how bad it is for me. I battle it in my everyday life, like at work and stuff. They don't know I'm an author. They don't know about the Sean P experience. They don't. I don't even discuss that. It's like being Superman and Clark Kent. It's like an alter ego. I don't discuss none of this with them people at my job and with my everyday life. Now, if you happen to know about it, you happen to see it somewhere. Oh man, Sean wrote a book. That's how it normally happens. Somebody come across something, and then they start realizing it. Then the word get out. I don't go around saying, "Hey, I wrote a book, y'all. I published a book, y'all. I got a podcast tonight at 4 o'clock." I don't tell nobody in my everyday life nothing. If the city where I live at, they don't know what I do.
Mm-mm-mm.
Y'all here because this audience I've garnered this audience where these people care about me, they love me, they're readers, they're writers, they're activists, they're creators, they love history. So I've made a place to come to really, really, show that part of myself.
Now, friend, you going to open a whole nother conversation. So we gonna have
What
to
you mean?
have a part two.
What you mean? What you
Because
mean?
guess what?
What you
I
mean?
had to get past. I have book signings, and do you know, or events? Do you know there's people I go to? Well, I don't even want to say it. People I be around all the time. Do you know they turn the other way or act like they're distracted, not to even come by my table to buy? I mean, I had it took me a long time to get past. Your family mate ain't coming. They not coming, sis. Don't even get to cry out before because they not coming. You look
Don't
for
they
your
say that
family, your friends.
no man a prophet in his own town, in his own home? It's biblical, huh? It's biblical, ain't it? So why we feel exempt? If that happened to Jesus, why we feel exempt, friend?
Mm-mm.
In my own city where I live at, or the city where I'm from, I don't expect no big old praise and turnout. Now when I go out of town, it's big packed.
Yep,
They paid me in advance. They didn't
yep.
pay for my travel. They didn't pay for my meal. Put me in a hotel in my city where I'm from. Oh, come do it for the kids.
Uh-huh.
With that. Do
No,
it for the
no, no,
community.
no. Let
Do it
me
for the
tell you the
kids.
thing. Let me tell you what's the word. The Christian thing.
See, they try to play on your emotions, and we giving people. They try to play on that. You know what I'm saying? They trying to play on that. Might have a little glitch in the matrix right quick. Something might have happened on my sister's side. Can y'all see me in the chat? If anybody's still here in the chat, can y'all see me in the chat? I think my sis might have froze out. Let me see. I'm gonna try something right quick. Oh, oh, oh. I think my sis might have had a glitch on her side. Something might have, this technology is crazy. Anything can happen. But thank y'all very much for joining us on the Sean P Experience. It's been awesome. Dr. Enola Pillard, man, she has a catalog of books. Go on Amazon, or better yet, go to her direct page, holler at the sister, support her work, get her work. Once again, local authors in the local areas. Support the people in your backyard, man. Yes, we love these big names from all over the place, but support the people in your backyard if you can help it. They got good work. They got great work, and more than that, they're doing good work. Sister Billy, I think my sister might have froze out or something on her side. I don't know what happened. I'm hanging around a little bit in case she might hop back in. But I'm gonna go ahead and probably close out here. Sorry, we were over our time anyway. We're kind of just wrapping up. We're toward the end. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed the sister. Thank y'all for joining. Billy always in the building. Thank y'all for coming out to the Sean P Experience. It's been great. I will be here again on the 15th. On the 15th, I'll be right back. You'll see a flyer going around for the show. Y'all enjoy yourself. Thank y'all very much on the Sean P Experience.